See now that's somewhere where a box with something about clicking your audio. What's that? No, that would have been just saying that the party's being broadcasted, that's all. So what you need to do is just go to... Yeah. Have you got the box to tick?
Got it.
Yeah, nice.
All good. Good to go.
Okay, well, welcome everyone to Series 2 of the ANZCRL Combined Racing League's season of 2021, and we have got the British Touring Cars, and tonight we have got the luxury of joining the pro drivers for their first attack for their first 3 races at round 1 here at Brands Hatch Indy. I'm your host tonight, Woody Lizard, and on board as well we've got Huds 21. How you going, Huds?
G'day mate, how are you?
Oh, not too shabby at all, and looking forward to seeing these little pocket rockets, front wheel terrors.
Go at it.
Bring out go out and bring a lot of action here tonight. 3 races, 17 laps.
Yeah. If it's anything like last night's Open Series, we're in for a real treat, aren't we?
Oh, definitely. I think these guys here will obviously the pros are going to have their elbows out, but looking at race times just under the 14-minute mark, so they're sharp, pointy sort of races. It'll be over before we know it, but there's going to be plenty of action to call in between these 17 laps of the 3 races coming our way.
That's right. There'll be plenty going on.
Currently we've only got 3 minutes remaining of qualifying here. We just delayed the coverage a little bit so we didn't catch all the full 10 minutes, but we've got at the moment we've got Dado Racing in the Monster Energy car on fastest time with a 46.947. During practice we had 3 drivers. We had Dark Racing 40 top in the time sheets with a 46.780, then his teammate Jetto in the second of the Emochi Renaults in a 46.781, 1,000ths of a second behind his teammate, and then Dado was a 46.904. So it looks like a bit of the pace Huds is out of the track at the moment during the qualifying. Maybe the conditions are sort of
changing a bit.
Hampering that.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
I think it is.
I'm surprised. Where are we? BTCC's not a few tenths closer to the top 3.
Looks like he's also got a grid penalty. Probably speeding out of pit lane.
Okay, yep.
And he's in that P51 Opel Sim Sports car.
Yep.
He's teaming up with Weary Knight. Currently 8th. Just under 2 minutes remaining, so it's going to get fairly busy on track, as you would have witnessed last night as well. We've only 9 cars on track, but we've got 10 here tonight. We've got 2 drivers not being able to, their internet has been up and down throughout trying to join the lobby, both Simo Racing and Illogical Sports. So unfortunately, they look like they're going to miss the first 3 races, the opening 5-round championship. We shall see him back for round 2 when we go to Alton Park 10th and 11th of April. We have a fortnight break, having a break over Easter. Dado just rejoining the track.
In the pitch. Just see if Darky's got a minute to go. Coming to the end of his lap now. We're looking for that P1 spot. I started his lap, brother.
Yeah, you should get another lap in here, as we've got only the 46 seconds to complete a lap around here. And his Jetto, his teammate, just in front of him too, so he's not too far behind either. It'll be pretty handy though, having both cars on either side, even though they're going to be different row of the grid.
Team up there, I think. Dado's come out of the pits again.
If you put the map up, we should get the splits to see if they're actually up on their lap. That's the go. So it should go through all these runs where Logical was trying to join and disconnect. So it looks like Jetto's parked it.
Dado's got
over.
pole.
Dado's still out. Yeah.
Darky's parked it as well.
Pull something out.
Yeah.
So we might try and get some of the action if we can. Pick up maybe, see what slide science someone's doing. We got Lolux here in that air bubbles. I think he's no, he's the Notch Motorsport, I think.
He's air bubbles car. Yep. Slides parked it as well.
Team air bubbles.
Team air bubbles.
So there we go. So there's our grid positions. If you want to quickly run through them, Huds.
Yep. On P1, Dado Racer, 46.947. Dark Racing, P2, 46.955. Jetto, 47.063. Dark Lord, 47.319. Low Lux, 47.422. Batty Seeking, 47.490. Slide Science, 47.584. Weary Night, 47.759. Commander Cirrus is a 47.842, and Night Havoc is a 48.411.
Yeah, and it looks like Maddie's got that one grid position and only less than 1.5 seconds separating first to 10th. So we're bound to have plenty of action here. The midfield's going to be intense.
It will be.
So the man that's been the fastest through a lot of the official pre-season testing, Dado Racer, has actually got his car on pole with the Emochi teams behind him. The two cars are Dark Racing 40 and Jetto. They're really going to be challenging Dado for the championship. And then obviously, as we know, we've got also Dark Lord in a very solid fourth position there.
Just on that last night's racing, the guy in position 2 got the jump every race. I'm not sure whether it was just the car or the driver, or
could be also because the track, the camber of the track as well.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, and it's sort of not a steep uphill run as well. I think it's a little bit better down the inside. So it could benefit, but it's up to Dado to try and probably come around and try and block Darky there, but we'll soon see. But they can hang it around the outside. We have seen that where they hang it around the outside of Paddock Hill Bend.
Yep.
But then they've got to try and cut it back in before they get up to Druids.
Here we go.
Turn 2. So off we go, race 1. And Dado's stalled it.
Bogged down.
So he's got a lot to come back through the field now as he's probably dropped down all the way down to 8th position as Dark Racing 40 has taken the lead of this race into the opening corner and up to Druids with his teammate Jetto behind him. Protecting there with the rest of the Angry Pack coming around the outside. There's one of the Opals, I think, running wide.
That's Dark Lord, that's an Opal,
Well, there you can see Dado way back in 8th position, so he's got a ton of work to do to come in through. He'll finish their first lap of 17. As Slide Science is in a very handy position there in 5th position at the moment. As Matty Seeking, he was the man that actually probably ran wide earlier. Just shadowing his teammate. And there they do, coming down the end of Bradford straight into the Paddock Hill Bend. Darky's already up in the drill.
Second and a half already.
Nice buffer. Opening lap is a 52.3. That's not too bad for the first lap around.
Full tank of fuel.
He's going down into Surtees. Basically just a lift off the throttle. Sometimes they do go flat out. Looks like he's fully on the throttle all the way through there.
Pretty much flat out through there.
Yeah, into clearways. Obviously, the name of clearways is if you run out wide, you end up clearing off that track as well, and up into the sand trap.
2 laps, 2 seconds up already. Second a lap. Not a bad start, is it? Second lap, 46.7. Wow.
That's the fastest lap we've seen. That was even faster than what he did in practice.
Yeah,
so
that's sensational.
Definitely means business. But down the back there, you've got a lot going on there for 3rd position. I think you just might see Dark Lord has just lost that to Low Lux. He's down now in 4th. I think he ran a bit wide going up around to Druids. Taking a lot of the inside curve. You get away with that. Just got to be careful you don't take too much and they get a slow down penalty, but it's usually better not to worry about slowing down for the penalty. Just cop it on the chin, because you probably lose more in the final race time than what you do to try and clear that penalty. Usually it's only a 1 second one. Which it looks like some of the guys are getting
racing,
slow
Sly
down penalties.
and Dado pull penalties at this stage.
So Slide Science in the Cavoul, Renault, his teammate ran around last night.
Filth, yep.
FRCA Filth.
Oh!
End up, I'm just seeing where he's actually third in the championship,
yeah.
FRCA Filth, in the British Touring Car in the Open Division. So can Slide replicate some of the good fortunes that Filth had last night. As Dado now is already back up into 6. As we just said, Slide Science ran wide into the paddock.
And Lolux is putting the heat on Jedi at the moment.
Plenty of luck. I like also the look of Dark Lord's car. He's in that with that Opal.
I reckon Lolux getting ready to send it shortly.
Yeah, he's going to see if he can run up side by side coming up into
He's got the pace, hasn't he?
Band.
He's got the pace. Here he comes.
If he can force.
Through.
This is where you can get the other car just running a little bit wide, getting a bit loose, duck down the inside
coming
up into Druids.
Druids, yep.
Oh, there's been a little touch, but that was Jedi trying to defend the inside. I was going to say Jedi's covering the inside, and Lolux had nothing. That was going to have none of it.
The back of his little train in Dado.
Yeah, so that's what it's about when you've got a fast car in your mid-pack. You've got to try and get through as fast as you can. Pick up the pieces. As we're going to go into race 2. They're from 1 to 10. Well, we've only got 10 runners there. We've all got a air restrictor BOP come into effect. So definitely going to see some of these guys that maybe running 5th or 6th maybe be able to improve in race 2 and race 3.
I think Lolux is going to have another crack.
This is where he looks very strong. As
Jedi defends inside.
It's his sort of turning point too. Jedi sort of a faster line, a nice little early turn.
Yep.
But I think we did see some moves up the top of going up into clearways after you come out of our surtees in the open league. But you've got to make sure that you have a nice run and try and stick it down the inside. As the 2 Opel P51 Sim Sport Opel cars running 6th and 7th at the moment.
There's serious, obviously having a few dramas back there.
Yeah, he's.
Is that damage or
obviously? Well, his last lap was a 47.8, so I'd say that it's just the Mercedes is probably the car that's not. Yeah, it's probably the worst once we've got everyone open up with the restrictors. But when the restrictors come into effect, hopefully that might bring him back up to the field.
Look at this battle
we'll wait
here.
and see.
Dado, Lolux, and Jedi. You throw a
all for
cigarette
second
paper
position. Yeah, this is where it's going to get
Here he
tasty.
goes.
We're only just about to go halfway. We're halfway through this race.
Lolux. He can smell blood. He's got him.
And he has. He's
And
got him
Dado's
down the
gone
inside. And
past
Dado's going to pick him up too around the outside.
Yep.
I think Dado left a little bit of his black monster paint down the side of that blue and yellow car of Jedi.
Jedos, yep. So he's come back from 8th on the first lap to 3rd on the 9th.
Yeah, we'll be hounded. Look at all these Renaults. So we've got Renaults in the top 4 positions. And then we've got one of the Opals with Dark Lord.
He's pushing hard too.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
give him a
he's
little
giving
up
him a little
tap.
bit of a hurry up. Yeah, let him know Jetto's seen the walls. He knows he's a bit frazzled after coming out wide out of Paddock Hill and down up and up into Howard's Hill. Nice looking motor car there of Dark Lords. The slide signs now. He's on the back of these P51 Sim Sport cars. He wants to try and split them up.
You got two groups of 3, and you got Darky cleared off by 7.5 seconds.
Yeah, but look, these Opals are slowly catching up.
Yeah.
As the battle for second has been raging, and
Dato's
these
up to
cars are
second now.
slowly been catching.
Where's Lilacs? They must have had an
Indeed.
incident.
Yeah, we've missed these back in 5th, so something's happened there. Jetto's still in 3rd, but he's not guaranteed that 3rd position. You've already seen that pressure got to him a little bit, ran wide, but he's the sort of a driver that probably won't make that mistake again.
No. He'll be back on it.
Darky's the only man, he's still in the 47s.2, but look, the last lap Commander Cirrus was in the 47 as well, so
47.9, yeah.
there's a lot of 48s going on around there in that mid-pack as it was getting a little bit heated.
47.2, yeah. He's just cleared off. So how much will affect, he'll obviously have the biggest excuse me, air restrictor on his car if he goes on to win the race, what we believe he does. How much horsepower, just as a guesstimate, would that be less than the other competitors?
Oh, not really sure. I should have really checked up on that before we started the coverage.
Yep.
But we'll find that up for future future rounds for sure. But yeah, the restrictor will be fully closed at 37.1. So for the leader, whereas the guy that's 5th will be at 52.1. So there's a big drop. There's a big difference in the restrictor. The difference is 2 mil for each one based on your position.
So Weary Knight's got ahead of Matty Seeking, his teammate.
Yeah, having a solid race, these two. Nothing separated, but they've been following each other right throughout the race. Probably just trying to do it for their sponsors, getting a good photo of the 2 cars in the same shot.
Yep.
I think they're more show than go.
Sure,
I think
more
these
show
two.
than go. Don't like you saying that.
As he's just having another little battle. That's one thing, obviously.
Here's
We
Lilacs.
always say we're not.
He's putting the head on Dark
Two
Lord at the
teammates.
moment. He's got the run on him too.
Yeah, he's going
gonna go for it.
To send it.
Just behind him.
Yeah. Oh, it's Dark Lord Yield.
Oh,
He's still there. There he goes. Into clear ways and ran wide. It's a killer part of the track. Get out on that dirty side of the track.
Slide's got around Matty Seeking. And Low Lux is going backwards at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know if that's because he ran wide, wasn't it?
Yeah, yep.
There goes Matty, is it?
Yep, sure is. I think you got a touch there from someone.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of that
There's
going on.
plenty going on,
These
isn't
boys
there?
They're fighting for keeps here.
I think the sleeves will be getting rolled up in races 2 and 3.
Oh yeah, they sort of said, well, if you want to lean on me, well, I can do that too. So that's what's going to happen. So you know, if you're going to start leaning on people, you've got to expect that you're going to cop that when they get an opportunity next time.
Slide's come back well in this race. He struggled a bit at the start.
He's a good driver.
He's a
Slide,
He's a good driver, yep.
gets into the craft and gets zoned in. Easy to make little mistakes in these cars. He's basically running a lot on the centre course. GT3 cars, different sort of machines, plenty of aero. Need to drive them smooth. These cars, you're just throwing them around and through gassing it up, letting the front wheel drives just drag you out of these corners. Can't do that with a GT3 machine.
No.
So you do have all the ABS and everything else and traction control helping you, but these cars have none of that.
Darky's just 11.2 seconds and he just done a 47 on the previous lap.
Yeah. So the penultimate lap for Darky. He's had a very clean race.
Just gone for a little Sunday drive.
after at the start of the race. If you missed it, Dado Race had pole, but he absolutely stored it. He made a monster of the start, and he got gobbled up to 8th, and from 1st to 8th in a number of corners, and he's spent his way coming back through the field to be 10 seconds behind Darky, being 2nd at the moment, so it's been a tremendous drive.
Brilliant drive, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's kept the car clean. He might have traded a little bit of paint to Jedi when Jedi ran a bit wide and was a bit crossed up, as Dado shot up the outside of him, going up into Druids.
Slide's just coming on the back of Weary Knight at the moment.
Oh, but he ran in a little bit deep, it looked like, and Lolux made a bit of ground on him. But then what it also does, they can sometimes get the power on early too, we notice. And you can see he seems to have a little bit of a run on Weary. So even if you come in a little bit too hot, sometimes you can get it corrected, and then sometimes get the power on a little bit earlier than the other car in front. It's all about managing that. The horsepower really peaks when you start getting up on the red line of these cars, and it's all about trying to minimise that wheel spin out of the corners. And the Renaults seem to do it really well. That's why you just seem to see the Renaults just being able to, as Darky has taken victory of race 1 of the Pro Championship of the British Touring Car Championship. We have 5 rounds throughout the series, 3 races at each, for a total of 15 race championship. As Jetto has jumped in front of Dado because Dado has had time penalties. So the adjusted time, so Dado finished 2nd on the road, as you can see, but it was time penalties.
3-second time penalty. Dado.
So that's going to change the orders. Matty Seeking is up into 9th. So he dropped in and off. I mean, Commander Cirrus in the Mercedes, he was running 10th most of the race in last, and he's finished himself there in 8th position. So that's a good run for the Mercedes. So he's going to, he's going to be able to go pretty hard with that restrictor settings for the next race.
For sure. Look out for him.
So there we go. So the teammates, the Amochi team, have done it again, 1st and 2nd in the opening round, with Darky with his fastest lap of a 46.760. That'll be pretty competitive across the world, I reckon, in the times in these cars. So it's a fabulous time by Darky. Dado Racer coming from 8th, as we said, to being the 3rd.
Yep.
Had that 3-second penalty, so Jetto got him there. Lolux in the 4th.
Lolux got up
that
to
air
4th
bubbles
due to all the penalties.
Yeah. Yeah, so and he had a clean race, so there you go. So that's what it's all about. And Weary Knight leading home in that P51 Opel SimSport team. Got bragging rights over Matty Seeking after they were running together for most of the race.
Yep.
Slide Science, great result there in 6th, with Dark Lord 7th and Cirrus, as we said, in 8th. Night Havoc fell behind quite a bit there. Things weren't quite right for his car by the looks of things. So we'll go back to the lobby. We'll end this stream. We'll be back very shortly for race 2. So stick with us. So we'll be back probably in the next 20 minutes or so. Cheerio.
Cheerio.